Another edition of TalkingWithHeroes.com talk show program. I am Bob Calvert, your host, and we're having another episode here with 4 Carsons 3BCT 4ID Alpha Battery 329 here in Gary Owen, Iraq. And looking at the Soldier's Creed here first. Now we're going to be talking with First Sergeant Jason Maynard. Welcome to Talking with Heroes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for your service to our country. If you could tell our listeners, the people that are watching this, a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how long you've served.
Originally, I'm from South Dakota. Joined the military right before I graduated high school in 1990. Served in the South Dakota National Guard. Went active duty in 1992, and have served for 18 years. 18
years?
Yes, sir.
Wow, thank you. So is this your first deployment?
No, this is my 3rd deployment to Iraq, my 5th deployment in all. I went to Bosnia and Kosovo as well.
Great. Let's go back a little bit then on your 3 deployments to Iraq. Talk about the differences you're seeing now than you did on your first deployments.
Our first deployment, we did a lot more counter mortar, counter IDF drills. We were out a lot doing more FOB security, trying to establish some security around the area. Didn't have a lot of partnership with the Iraqis at the time. Towards the end of that tour, that was in 2005, 2006. Towards the end of that, we started to partner up a little bit more, started to train the Iraqi army, started partnering with some Iraqi police. So it was a lot more, I guess it was a lot more dangerous then. We were doing a lot of cache searches, really looking for the enemy at that time. The second tour, we started training the Sons of Iraq security force in preparation for them to transition to the Iraqi army. More of a assisting a role at that time, and in this tour, of course, we're in the advise and assist role, where they are in the lead. We've trained them, we put them out front, and we just basically help them along with whatever they need. Also this time we are on the PRT mission, Prevention Reconstruction Team mission, where we help rebuild Iraq.
And we've been hearing obviously a lot in the news recently about all the combat troops out of Iraq, but obviously you're here. And this new mission that we're hearing about, you've been doing on your whole deployment pretty much, right?
Yes, sir. This mission here, when we first initially came over, we were given the PRT mission. We were selected to do this mission. So we've been doing this for the last 4 or 5 months. Basically, we get a project selected, we put it through the process of getting it approved, the government of Iraq approves it, the PRT mission approves it, Department of State, and then we have been transitioning into this New Dawn, into Operation New Dawn, since we basically arrived.
Okay, and we heard from some of your soldiers about some specific missions. Do you have any particular missions you could talk about?
One particular that we're doing is the Sugar Shack mission down in a place called Mac. That's a very big one. It will provide a lot of stability, a lot of jobs. The Sugar Shack has not been open. The sugar refinery has not been open since the initial invasion. So getting this back up and running will create many jobs for the area and really boost the economy over here.
And in getting that back open, it's working with the Iraqis, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're bringing in engineers to try to figure out what we need to do, how we partner with them. They will secure it, and they will just bring in the more jobs as it gets opened up.
Okay. Are there some other projects you want to talk about?
Well, we've done some sheep dip tank missions where we have basically helped enable them to have the delousing tanks for the sheep in order to help them boost that portion of their economy.
Mm-hmm. Which is big here in Iraq.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we see them all around, even in Baghdad.
Yes,
you see them in the city. Okay, and talk about your troops, because talk about your role here. What do you do? What is your position?
Well, being a first sergeant, basically brought in a battery. We kind of split up a little bit. Each one does a little bit different mission, each one of our platoons. We do escort missions for the PRT, and then we have 2 project platoons. The escort mission platoon basically deal with the PRT members and Department of State members specifically to do escorts and security for them. And the other 2, they, as well as doing that, they do more projects. They actually go out, do site visits, figure out what we need to do at the site, talk to the locals, talk to the contractors. They're basically contractors themselves, getting the people that actually do the work linked up with the people that can make it happen. So, and then basically in this area we've built up our own little compound, kind of inside Gary Owen, to where all of our troops stay, and that way we're not walking all over the place. And we put a gym in. We're getting an MWR built so we can go watch football, and have an indoor gym area.
Yeah, it's good also for the troops that don't have internet in their CHU. They can go get online and talk on the phone. And
yes, sir. And since the first tour, we've gotten a lot more, a lot better stuff for the troops. Initially, we didn't have civilian internet that we could buy and purchase, and we've really come a long way. We have different things now where soldiers can actually purchase their internet. They can talk to their spouse in their room. They don't have to go to a central location in front of 10, 20, 30 other people and talk to their wife. They can do it in private now. So we've come a long way as far as communicating back and forth.
And the DFAC, I understand when you got here there really wasn't one?
Yeah, initially the DFAC was pretty bad. Didn't really have air conditioning. The food was mediocre at best, no cold drinks. And, I mean, it was food, so it was good enough. But since the new DFAC has opened, obviously morale has boosted quite a bit from that. Cold drinks all the time. It's open almost 24 hours a day, so everybody's really enjoying it. Some people more than others. Some are getting a little bigger than others. So we're going to try to scale back on that.
From eating too much?
From eating too much.
Yeah,
Cakes
right.
and pies. So.
Okay, I understand that. Before we went on the air, we were talking a little bit about care packages and letters. And why don't you talk about that? Maybe talk about some of the organizations that have been supporting you, but what does it mean to you and the troops?
Yes, sir. I know we have several organizations that support us. We support troops, Soldiers Angels. There are several out there. There are many companies back home that send out support packages to us. It means a lot to the troops when they come in. You really see it on their faces when we get big boxes filled with candy, goods, baby wipes, whatever. Everything makes a difference over here. Just knowing that people back home still care and still know we're here, even though the news is saying that are giving an impression that most people are leaving. We are still here, and although we're not combat troops and we're advising and assisting, there are still a significant amount of people here.
Right. And speaking about that, you'll be replaced by another unit, so there's going to continue being soldiers here, at least, 50,000 for a while. What would you say to the American people in terms of continuing to support you and the ones that replace you?
I would just say that the continued support is very important. Even though we're not in a combat role anymore, the finishing out this entire mission is critical, and we're at a point now where if we don't finish it strong and finish it with the support of the people of the United States, then this could possibly be a failure. I think we've been very successful, and this is the end of our combat role here. And finishing it up strong, being behind us and supporting us is critical. That's what I would tell them back home.
Okay. Would you like to give a shout out to some family and friends back home?
Yes, I'd like to tell my wife Susan hello, and I love her. She's in Colorado Springs at Fort Carson right now, and to my kids that live in Europe, Rebecca and Jonathan, I'd like to say hi to them.
You have kids that live in Europe?
I do.
How old are they?
My daughter is going to turn 16 next month, and my son is 10.
Wow, that is neat. Well, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your service to our country. We appreciate it. And you're obviously, from what we're hearing, and people are now hearing on YouTube with these video clips, you're all doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Once again, folks, we're here with 4 Carson soldiers here in Gary Owen, Iraq, and we will be back with more progress stories from our troops here on TalkingWithHeroes.com. As I always like to end our videos with, please let others know about this video so more people can watch it. Thank you very much.